was that my father passed away at Christmas time. So I'm now writing about a guy who didn't know his dad because he was killed, and in the middle of all that, I'm processing, not navigating. I like that point.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like the verb navigating, but it's a bit too...
Deliberate.
Yeah, it's too beautiful in a way.
Yeah, it's too ordered and structured.
Yeah, and also maybe too elegant to navigate around.
It's
making this
I don't feel as if I'm navigating.
stumbling.
Yeah. You get nice, clear passages of water, and then it starts getting a bit rocky again, isn't it? As you know, but yeah. So that it's the relationship between writing and dealing with your own grief, that came out quite clear from that session. Can you just elaborate on how you see that relationship?
Well, there's no special relationship between.
No, in your case.
Yeah, between writing and grief. It's just the older I become, it's just a more daily presence in a way, because people die and people are ill all the time, So, but the problem, concerning writing about grief is it has special aspects, I guess, but it's not very different from other things that are, because there's no writing that's easy for me. So.
Yeah, so what you're suggesting is, why do we make more of an issue about writing for grief than writing about anything else? Is that what you're suggesting?
No.
Ah, right. Okay.
No, it's just for me that it's one of the. It's an important theme, but it's not the theme, and it has its own problems, like all the other subjects have their own problems.
Yes.
So. And the main thing is that writing about deep stuff or big issues is not easy at all. So, and my feeling is that at least for me, I can't write directly about something. So if I want to write directly about anger, whether it's social anger or political anger, or just anger because I've hit with a hammer on my nail, or I've done something stupid. They're all difficult to do. So.
That's interesting, because the inference is that grief is the hardest thing to write about.
No, the big things are the hardest to write about. So dying grief, but. I don't know. Let me give you an image. For a funny reason, I always like to help people move house.
All right.
Because I love it. That's a social thing. When I used to be young and be a student and all that, we used to help each other all the time moving house, because you had a room and then you had to go somewhere else and all. And I kept on doing that, and I've also got younger friends who still move house quite often, or people move house because they're divorcing or whatever. Anyway, I like that. And if you move house, in Holland you have these small staircases. One of the most difficult things is to move a washing machine. And if you're a really big bloke, you can carry a washing machine by yourself up a flight of stairs or down a flight of stairs. But I can't, because I can't put my arms around it, and I'm also not strong enough probably, but it's too big.
Yeah.
And that's the same with the subjects like grief, dying, they're just too big, and they sort of seduce you to want to say something important about them in one go, and to hit the nail on the head. But that's.
Whereas it's a process, and not a process that you can predict in any way either. You don't know when something will hit you in your grief.
No, with me I don't know when I will find some interesting, what in Dutch you call a telling detail, a detail that tells the story, when I will hit on a detail that will tell the whole story.
Yeah. Come back to the moving house image. You used two other domestic activities that you said helped you in the process of writing, which was gardening
Well, no,
and cleaning the house.
No, they don't help me with the writing. They are therapeutic activities, in the sense that they give me a feeling of order, that I'm in control. You know, if you clean your house, everything's put in order, and you feel like, oh, I've immediately have the result that you feel like, okay, now I can go on with the rest of the day. And with writing, it's a messy process, and it's seldom finished. I mean, if I don't sit down for 2 or 3 hours writing and feel like, right, this is done. Mostly it's just part of something. It's part of a longer process. So.
Oh, interesting. Well, thank you for your conversation. Thank you very much.